Barack Obama is a murderer. Seriously, he's a murderer. He is responsible for the death and misery of tens of thousands of people in the United States. I'm going to make a case for it, so bear with me. In fact, I'm going to make a case for it in the spirit of the Mitt Romney killed my wife ad that's just been running lately. Oh my God. All right, where do I start? Well, let me start from the very, very beginning. Yeah, let me start. First of all, just so you know, just, and this is important, you're looking at a block of coal. Southeastern Kentucky's finest. Yes. Mined by good, hardworking Kentuckians, good, hardworking Americans. Well, they're no longer hardworking because they don't have jobs. But at one time they had jobs and they were very hardworking. Here's the thing. Let me start from the very beginning on this because I think it's important to set this up. I remember, and it wasn't all that long ago, I'm watching television and here comes this ad from this super PAC, this Obama super PAC. And they've got these union bosses, union thugs. They've got these union bosses. I love to call them thugs. They like that. So they got these union bosses, and they're talking about how Mitt Romney, along with his company Bain Capital, had destroyed their their steel company, and how it was heart-wrenching. How they were told that they needed to build this platform. And of course, they were all excited to be able to do something constructive. So they built this platform. And then here come the evil Mitt Romney, kind of like Darth Vader. Darth Vader comes in and he says, "You're all fired. Y'all losing jobs." Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a horrible situation. It really is. Everybody lost their jobs. Steel company. Because everybody knows the steel industry is, without Mitt Romney, the steel industry thrives. And this company just thrives, Here's the thing. The whole time I'm watching that, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I know a little bit more than most Americans know when it comes to steel, the things that it takes to make steel. So much as I'm thinking this, I got to call bullshit on this because I know for a fact that Barack Obama is waging a war on coal. Well, why is that important? Well, I understand. Most Americans don't really know. They don't see the connection. But I will make it for you. Without coal, there's no steel. You gotta have coal to make steel. They take this black rock and then they cook it. They make it into what's referred to as coke. Okay? Not the cola kind, and not the white kind, but coke. And they use this coke. It's coking coal. Or metallurgic coal, and they make steel because it can burn hot enough to actually make steel. Well, without the coal, you're not making steel. So I'm thinking to myself, they're all for Obama. These steel workers are all for Obama, but wait a minute. Under Obama's policies, they no longer have a job either. I mean, I don't get how this works. It's kind of like how the United Mine Workers campaigned for Obama. And by the way, the retards are still campaigning for Obama. It's like the United Mine Workers, campaigning for Obama, and the first thing he did was put them out of work. Destroy their industry, wage war on their industry. That's exactly what happened. You don't hear much about it in the media, but let me tell you right now. Tens of thousands of people, miners, Americans, are out of work right now. Not because of anything they did, not because of their jobs being outsourced, not because of their company's inability to be able to compete, but because Barack Obama's policies have destroyed their jobs. Simple. So now let's fast forward to the latest super PAC ad, the latest Obama super PAC ad, which, by the way, there's allegations, and I think legitimate allegations, that the Obama camp actually got a little too involved with this super PAC, which is a no-no, a crime, a federal crime. So anyway, but he'll never listen. If they're not going to nail Obama and hold her down over Fast and Furious and people dying, he's going to get a pass on this too. That's just the way it is. I hate to say it, but it's the way it is. So anyway, Obama has put these people out of work, these coal miners out of work. So let's fast forward. We're going to fast forward to the Romney killed my wife. So the new super PAC ad is same super PAC, same steel company. But this time they're interviewing a guy. That was heart-wrenching. And you know what? I'm not making light of his wife dying because clearly, that's a tragic event for sure. But he is cashing in on it. I'm just putting that out there. He is cashing in on his wife's cancer and her death. Maybe he needs the money. All right, whatever. I'm sure she's okay with it. So anyway, maybe not. I don't know. So anyway, here's the thing. Oh, I know it makes me an insensitive bastard. But you know what? How insensitive, how ridiculous is this ad? So let me explain it to you in case you haven't seen it. I'm sure you have, but in case you haven't seen it. Here's this guy, and he talks about how he lost his job because of, Mitt Romney at Bain Capital. He lost his job, and, it was tragic. His wife was ill, but, she was hiding it because she knew they didn't have insurance because they couldn't afford it because he lost his job because of, Mitt Romney and Bain Capital, evil Darth Vader and the Sith Lord or whatever. So he tells the story, a very tragic story about how he put his wife in the hospital for pneumonia, and then 20 days later, 20 whatever days later, she's dead of cancer, which of course wasn't detected in time because he lost his job because of Mitt Romney. All right, it's sick, is what it is. The whole ad, the whole hit piece is sick and disgusting, and exactly what I expect from Obama and people connected with him. Exactly what I expect. But they always fail to discuss, and they don't fail to discuss it, they purposely don't discuss it, that that steel company was going to go under anyway. Listen, bottom line, steel is dead in this country. I used to go to Pittsburgh all the time. Used to work. I used to be a railroad conductor. I was a working man. A union member, still am. Used to take the train from Toledo, Ohio to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Spend a night there, turn around, take the train back. Yeah, it was a good gig. A union job, overpaid, So, yeah, Pittsburgh's not what it used to be. The fact that they still call their football team the Steelers kind of is amusing to me, because the steel industry in this country is just about non-existent anymore. There's some rolled steel being made, but for the most part, our steel's imported. It's true. It's true. Which is, by the way, one of the reasons that Obama has been reasonably successful at waging a war on coal. Now you're saying, well, where's the Obama's a murderer thing? Did you start this video by saying Obama's a murderer and a purveyor of misery and whatever to thousands of people? Yeah. Well, I'm spinning it back around. Here's the thing. If Obama is allowed to say that Mitt Romney's a murderer because somebody lost their jobs because of actions that he supposedly took, even though it's been proven that he had nothing to do with that, then how is Obama not a murderer? Because I can guarantee you, of the tens of thousands of coal miners in this country, American coal miners, at least a couple of them have been in the same situation where, oh hell, they don't have insurance or this or that, and somebody died, and they could probably make the connection if they were so ridiculous. But they're not that ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. It's pathetic is what it is. And it just goes to show what kind of people we're dealing with. We're talking about the kind of people that ran the Fast and Furious program. We're talking about the kind of people where you want to talk about being responsible for people's death. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Obama wants to go there? I'm sorry, I guess Mitt Romney can't plead executive privilege like Obama can. You want to talk about a murderer? How about Eric Holder? And by proxy, Barack Obama. I mean, really? Seriously? So every time I see one of these super PAC commercials dealing with the steel company, it makes me sick. Because I know damn well what the Obama administration's position on coal, I know exactly what it's done to the industry. I know people personally that are not working right now because of his actions. They don't have jobs. The difference is, I mean, they can say what they want, but, there wasn't any industry pressures that put them out of work. Their jobs weren't outsourced. It's not like the coal companies decided to outsource the jobs. I don't know how you do that with a coal company, That's not what happened with these people. What happened with these people is Barack Obama, through his EPA and their ridiculous standards, have literally put thousands and thousands and thousands of coal miners out of work. That's what's happened. Now, when I say coal miners, actually that's not even true, because it's not just the coal miners. It's the truck drivers that haul the coal from the mines to the tipple. It's the train engineers and conductors that take the coal from the tipple to market to the utilities. It's the utility workers. They're out of work too. Ohio closed 6 coal-burning power plants because of Obama, because of his war on coal. 6! And just in Ohio, there are thousands of utility workers across the country that aren't working because of Obama. Not because their jobs were outsourced. You can't outsource that kind of job. And you think about this. You take a small mining community, whether it's in Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio. You take a small coal mining community. Jobs are scarce. The jobs that are there are coal mining and related. And what I mean by that is, of course, the truck drivers and truck mechanics and your mom and pa stores. And everybody benefits from the coal. Everybody in that town. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're screwed. They don't know what to do. And the most horrendous of all is that Obama has destroyed a whole industry and hasn't offered one bit of help to any of them outside of unemployment. Unemployment payments. That's what they're getting. Unemployment. If they want to keep their insurance, well, you got to pay for that COBRA, which is an arm and a leg, and most people can't afford that. He hasn't offered any help to them. No retraining. No nothing. Nothing. He doesn't. But the reason why is because he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to shed any light on the plight of all these thousands and tens of thousands of workers across the country. Not just in the coal-bearing regions of Appalachia, but out west also. He doesn't want to talk about that. That's why you don't see all these government programs. He never once said, well, we're going to destroy this industry and it's better for the planet that we do. Blah, blah, blah. But you know what? We're going to do a program where we start training coal miners and affected workers from this whole war on coal that I'm waging. We're going to retrain them into doing this, that, or the other. We're going to give grants to Bell County, Kentucky, and Knox County, Kentucky, and Harlan County, Kentucky, and all through Appalachia. We're going to give grants, and we're going to retrain these coal miners for green jobs. Or we're going to, instead of give $500 million, $500 million to Solyndra, we're going to give incentives to start green jobs in Appalachia. We're going to do... No, he didn't do any of that. None of it. Zilch. Zero. Nada. He pretended that it wasn't happening. But it is. He's a murderer. He's a purveyor of misery for tens of thousands of people. He's a destroyer of communities. That's what he is. A destroyer of communities, a destroyer of dreams, a destroyer of hope. That's what Obama brings. He's like a plague that swept through all the coal-bearing regions of the United States and started destroying, murdering, killing, raping, pillaging. You want to vote for this guy? You want to vote for Obama? The media is not going to tell you this stuff. They're not. They're in the tank for him. We all know that. It is what it is. Sad, pathetic, disturbing. More videos to come.